Welcome to another Totally Detailed podcast. I'm on the host, Adam Blackwell from Autoart Detailing Valeting in Hull. I'm joined by my co-host who's in his studio today, slightly different setup, Richard over at Leather Repair Company. You want to say hi, Richard?
Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're all well. How are you doing?
We are joined by a very special guest today. We've been looking forward to this one since he agreed to come on. Didn't take much persuading though. I don't want to go too far into it, but an absolute amazing shop. I'd probably say one of the nicest shops in the UK at the moment. And I'm looking forward to hearing the story behind it. He's also working on a fantastic range of cars. Again, probably one of the best range of cars that people are putting out on social media at the moment. It's well worth a watch. If you can pop over to his social media, which we'll get at the end of the show, but it's definitely worth a look. Without further ado then, so it's Mario, I'm going to hopefully get this right, Mario Varnava. He's laughing to say no, it's totally wrong. Varnava, sorry.
Mario Varnava.
Varnava.
How you doing, Mario? All right.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Mario. How you doing? So tell us
Very well. Very well.
Tell us about yourself.
Wow. Yeah, so I've always been into cars ever since I was a toddler. It's been a passion all my life, and it's no surprise to many members of my family that I'm doing this, and they've just said, like, ever since you was a kid, ever since I knew you, you were just car crazy. So you couldn't be in a better job, really. But I'm actually a barber. I was a barber for 22 years, and I just decided to make this my living instead of my hobby.
I wouldn't be a good client if you were a barber for me.
No.
Razors work wonders, mate.
So what was the change then to go from being a barber to a detailer?
Well, I've always been detailing. I've probably been into detailing for about 30 years. I was about 15 years old, and my dad had beautiful car. It was a 1972 Mercedes 108. It was a stunning car, and I decided to just wash it for him one day, but it just went further, where I thought, right, I'm going to take the hubcaps off and clean them properly, and then I'm going to take that off. And what started off as just a wash turned out to be 4 or 5 days during my school holidays of just detailing this car, and I kind of got into it through that, and other people were seeing it, and I was doing more and more of it, and then I was in a family business. My dad's had a barbering business since I was about 7 years old, and I got into that, and I was actually a pretty good barber as well. I could do all these designs in hair and stuff. So I've always been quite artistic, and I really got into it. But I've always been into classic cars as well, and so I detail my own cars and show them. And I was involved with the Jaguar Club a few years ago, and I'd already detailed my car, but then took it to the show and started detailing it again while I was there. And a few of the other members on the stand, said, you should do this for a living. And it kind of like, on the journey home, it was quite a long journey home, and I thought, yeah, I'd love to do that for a living. And then about a month later, not even that, there were some issues at work, and I just thought, do you know what, I'm going to do this. And that's what I did. I decided to just do it, and the rest is history, as they say.
So you go from cutting hair to cutting paint.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I imagine a lot of it
Really
does like overlay with each other, because obviously being a barber, it's got to be right, otherwise you're going to have unhappy customers. But it's just similar with the card detailing.
Absolutely. I mean, as a barber, you're detailing someone's head.
Yeah.
So you're and you've kind of got to have that vision as well. So you get people that come in and say, I want a different style. I want, you know, and they've got no idea. So you kind of sit there and you kind of look at their face and the shape of their head and the texture of their hair, and you go, right, I could do this, I could do that. So you kind of got to have a vision of something after before you've done it. And it's kind of like the same thing now. Someone will bring me a car and I'll assess it and look at it and go, I can get this looking brilliant. I can do this, I can do that. And yeah, so it helped.
Brilliant. So you said you started detailing your dad's car. What sort of products was you using back then? I'd imagine it's
back
changed.
then, yeah, it has changed considerably. Back then, Auto Glim was like Swissvax.
Okay.
It was just...
I can remember my dad using that, to be fair.
So I remember buying a couple of Auto Glim products, and I was, you know, I kept those in my bedroom. They were that precious to me.
So most young men are sneaking something else into the bedroom, and there's you there,
Yeah.
turtle wax sort of thing under your pillow.
That's it.
Yeah.
Next to my bottle of Kuros.
What's that? Sorry.
Actually, you wouldn't remember that, Adam,
I know.
but I'm sure Richard does.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's great, really, from going from the hairdressing to the detail. It's like you say, you've got to have that attention to detail, haven't you? And it's obviously follows through, and it's brilliant to see that. I mean, I can see that from just your social, from your social media. It's the attention. I mean, obviously the company is Autoart Detailing and Restoration, and that really does sum it up, because the attention to detail that you've got and the sort of the artistic flair that it's got, you can clearly see that you would have done that with the hairdressing, and it is phenomenal. It's hats off to you. I mean, I cannot wait to come down to see the new shop. It looks stunning.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been quite tough. And again, the actual shop itself was a vision that I had about 2 years ago, and it's pretty much as I expected it to be, as I visioned it to be. But it was hard to find the location and the size. It's still not finished. We've still got a fair bit to do, but it's at a level now where we can actually go to work. But even like the lighting system, having the neon signage up and stuff. So yeah, it was hugely important to me to create that image and to still be a really well functioning place.
Yeah.
And it's actually more difficult than you think to get that balance. And the project itself, I underestimated it so much. I thought it would be a lot easier, but it has been very, very difficult.
Yeah.
They're not easy tasks. Did you underestimate the time and the budget?
Yes, absolutely, Adam. Yeah. So we were about 3 to 4 weeks behind schedule.
It's quite a while.
And I'm not even going to go into how much. Yeah, hugely. So it was a long while for me to be shut down. And also, like, the backlog of work that I had. So we not only had a backlog due to the pandemic and other sort of circumstances at the old place, we then had a further backlog again. But look, one thing I've always been very, very focused on is being honest with my clients, and to just tell them straight up and as quickly as possible there's a delay, and to tell them the truth about the delay, and give them that option that if they do want to take it somewhere else, then by all means do so. And I'm also happy to recommend others that could do the job for them. But yes, thankfully, I think only one person out of I don't know how many, quite a few, couldn't wait and ended up taking their car elsewhere.
I mean, that's something, isn't it? I mean, that shows your
Yeah.
kind of commitment to your customers and your customers' commitment to you. If they're willing to wait, I mean, 5 weeks behind, it's a long way behind. But the shop does look absolutely amazing.
It is, yeah.
It really does. And I meant that in the intro. It is
mate.
one of the nicest
Thank you.
looking shops in the UK right now.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's one of those things where I didn't set out to do that. So for you to say that, that's like, wow, that's a big thing, you know.
It is good.
Yeah, it's no, it's really humbling actually.
It's well worth it, though, isn't it, to see those results and to have people telling you that. But it is well deserved.
Yeah.
It's like Adam says, you know, it is a phenomenal shop, and it's, you know, and it's I've said it, you know, a little while ago. Again, I cannot wait to come down, and it's going to be one of my special journeys. I think once we can
look forward to it.
Get about everywhere, and it's got like, I can sort of set a day aside. I am going to be down, and it's going to be wow.
Great.
Yeah, take some pictures and get it all shared around on social media.
Look
Definitely, 'cause it really is good.
Yeah, thank you.
And the standard of cars you have coming through is phenomenal as well. So you got this awesome looking shop, and then these cars that are just, I mean, what most details are dreaming of getting their hands on, but phenomenal, really, really nice. How do you find you're pulling these cars in?
Do you know what? It's funny you should say that. I'm a yes man. I always say yes to everything, and so it's always been my dream job, if you like, to restore classic cars. And I took one on. Someone said to me, you know, I need my car detailing. I couldn't go and see it. It was quite far away. They sent it down on a trailer. And when I saw it, I was like, wow, this is beyond detailing. You know, it needs restoring. So then they turned around and said, well, could you do it? And I thought, you know what? I had a little think about it, and I thought, yeah, I know some really skilled people. Between all of us, yes, we could. So I took it on, and that's how it all happened. And you know, one person tells another, and then, you know, with social media is a great platform for advertising your work and what you do, and it's a very visual thing that we do. So taking the time to make so all of those edited videos that you see, it's me doing all of that, and it worked, and I didn't expect it to, but it just really took off. And yeah, I mean, there's some phenomenal cars coming in, stuff that I'm just, I don't know if you saw, I've done a little Fiat 500 a few weeks ago. Do you know, I was overjoyed to do that car, absolutely overjoyed. I've had some contacts that have asked me to do some dealership work for one of for a very, very high performance brand, but I'm just like, nah, I've kind of got enough on. And when I was doing that little Fiat 500, I was happier doing that. And yeah, so stuff, I don't care about how much they're worth. It's just having that a car with just so much character that comes in, and then you can just transform it and make it look unbelievable. So this little Fiat 500, when the owner took it, was overjoyed when they got it back, and yeah, and it's now leading on to other things. So it's really, really cool stuff coming in.
So by the sounds of it, you're a bit of a man of my own art. You're in for the happiness and not the money.
And we just took on an apprentice, 19-year-old lad. I really didn't want an apprentice, Adam. Really didn't. Very, very busy, and you kind of it slows you down. It really does slow you down. but I got a message on social media from this lad's dad. I don't know them. Wasn't a friend of mine. Just saw something. I don't even know what he saw, but he sent me a message, and he said, if you ever decide to take on an apprentice, this would be my son's dream job. And he's 19 years old. So, I thought, well, I really don't need an apprentice, don't want one. And then I thought, dream job, 19. I could give this lad that opportunity. So I tried him out, and it was difficult. And but I've given him an apprenticeship now, so he's with us. And it's giving someone that, as you don't know how much this means to him, and how thankful we are for you giving him that opportunity. And that was it. I thought, I wish I had that opportunity when I was 19. So I'm in a position, why not? Let's do it. Let's make someone happy, and you never know. This kid could turn out to be the new owner of Autoart Detailing one day,
The next big famous name in detail.
Exactly. So
it's amazing how it happens, isn't it?
It is, yeah, it is.
He's got a very good start though, hasn't he? He's got, someone taking care of him who knows what he's doing. And
that's it. Yeah.
So how many people work for you then?
Okay, so there's 3 of us here full time, and that includes our apprentice, and then we've got a 4th guy that comes in on the projects, the classic stuff, that is hands-on with like the mechanical side, the fitting and stuff like that. He doesn't do any detailing, doesn't pick up a polisher or clean anything, but he will take things apart, and he does. We because I kind of know what I'm doing anyway, but I usually get him in. We'll assess the car together. We'll go through everything. I do all the contact with the client and that, and then he'll sort of get on and do the other bits. We're now starting to push out further and working with people up and down the country as well. So we've just sent off a project to a painter in Nottingham, who is someone that I really, really respect, and their work is phenomenal. So I've kind of wanted to partner up with him so that we can do projects together, and even he himself, he's got there's a detailer actually on the same location as him that finishes the cars for him. But he's like, Mario, I just want to send them down to Essex and you finish them. So this is the first one that we're doing together. So we've got a 1957 MGA that we stripped down. We done all the strip down and logged all the parts and put them all away, photographed everything on the strip down, and sent the car up on a trailer. Once it gets done, we'll send up an enclosed trailer and bring the car back down, and then we'll crack on and do things like the interior and the refit and stuff like that. So you gotta, the way I see it, you've got to take the plunge sometimes. You've got to take these opportunities and just go for it. Better to regret the things you did than the things you never done.
I'm one of those, a bit like you. I make them all panic. I will always say yes, and then they're like, how the hell are you going to do that? Let's get it, then we'll fathom out how we're going to do it. And that's exactly what you've done there. And that's, to me, it's something we were talking to Adam about the other day as well, with some other podcasts. And it's like, just do it and then fathom out, just say yes and then work out how you're going to do it. We were talking about, which Adam will confirm, we were talking about, working in factories and so on and so forth, or do you buy a home with a building on it, and then you've got that work-life balance as well. So, and it's like, do you just do it or don't you? And sometimes it's like Steve said on the podcast the other day, it's like, sometimes if you just don't do it, you maybe regret it, and it's maybe just do it and then work, and it'll all work out. A similar sort of thing with everything in life, isn't it? You just say yes and then work it out.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and it's like this one. We may not make any money on this job, but as long as the customer is happy,
Yes.
then we'll learn from it and say, right, this is what we'll do different to make sure, because we're out there to earn a living. This is what we're doing. We're not just doing it for a happy life. We're doing it to earn a living, and you know, we've got bills. We've got bills to pay. We've got families to support. So, you know, we're there doing it for a living. But if you can be happy doing what you're doing for a living, then wow, you're halfway there. You know. So yeah. So you know, it's like I said. Even if we don't, you know, because there's a couple of guys are saying, "Oh, this is going to be an expensive restoration," and we like to give our clients, or our clients to give us a budget, and for us to stick to that budget or even come underneath it. And yeah, so it could turn out to be one where we may not make any money on, but as long as the customer is not just happy, but we want to exceed their expectations. And that was something that I was taught as a barber, that my teacher that taught me how to cut hair was my dad, and he's old school. And I got slapped around the back of the neck in front of while I was cutting someone's hair, and I mean, he really slapped me and said, "You know, why have you done that?" And then, you know, he explained to me what I did wrong, and he said to me, "We don't just double check things, we triple check things, we quadruple check things. No customer leaves this shop unless their haircut is better than perfect." So I've kind of implemented that right the way through my career as a barber, and in the detailing business now as well. So yeah, we go over things and over things and over things, and we go that little bit further, even if it costs us money, because you know that you're only as good as your last job.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, we really pride ourselves on going that little bit further and making sure that that when a client comes to collect their car, that we exceed their expectations.
So it's something that your dad's like deeply like installed into you from a young age. Then this standard.
Oh yeah, yeah. And Adam, I hated that when I was younger, because I found it really unfair and really harsh. And I went from just, you know, being at school and just being average. It was like, you cannot be average here. You know, we do not do average. So he kind of installed that into me in a hard way. He was hard. He was heavy-handed. He was, you know, lots and lots of tears. You know, even in like my late teens and early 20s, really went through it. But I've got a lot to thank him for the way he not only brought us up as kids, but installing that work ethic and, you know, being a perfectionist. And you know, that's what detailing's all about, really.
Certainly is. Is your old man still with us?
He is, yeah. He was upset when I left the family business, but oh, he's so he's beaming, you know, coming down here and seeing what I do, and plus he gets his car done for free, and he's so he's yeah, he's got, yeah. I've never had my own car ceramic coated, never. My own cars have never, I've just never had the time to sort of do it. But Dad's got two, and they've both been done. He's got Range Rover and a Jaguar XJS, which is his pride and joy, that I look after for him, and he's always bringing it down at this and that. And I've taught him how to clean a car properly as well. So he's got all the right gear at home, and yeah, he really enjoys cleaning his car the right way. It does a really good job. He bought the XJS in a few weeks ago, and I looked around it, and I was like, "This is not bad actually. You've done well, Dad." Really, yeah. So yeah, he's over the moon with what I do. Yeah, he's really happy.
That's good. Yeah, I'm sure he is proud of you for, I mean, just seeing of what I've seen on social media of what you're doing. It's definitely something to be proud of. There's one thing Richard touched a couple of seconds ago, actually. How do you find your home life balance? This is something that we've talked to everyone about so far, and everyone's kind of saying the same sort of thing.
Well, I make I've got a very strict rule now. I do not work 7 days a week. So it is Monday to Saturday, and on a Saturday, if we are ahead of schedule, sometimes we don't even open at all. We don't come in at all. That's not going to happen now because we're so far behind. So Saturdays are a working day for the foreseeable. Or if we have caught up with the week, like Saturday just gone, I said to the boys, we can fit you guys. Well, I said we can finish a bit early. They did. I stayed behind, did some admin and stuff. But yeah, so and then with the family life, once I get home, yeah, there's a bit of social media stuff to do. But yeah, the wife's very understanding with that. And yeah, it's good. There is a balance. Yeah, it's very important to have an understanding partner when you run your own business. And yeah, I'm blessed that she's a great wife and does support me with what I do. Yeah, it doesn't help, but she cleans all our cloths and she does them properly. And I bombard her with them sometimes, and she never minds. Bless her.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, she actually knows which ones are which. So she says, right, they're the ones that I can wash on a high heat, and these are the ones that have to be done with non-bio and on a low heat. Yeah. Yep, they're the ones I can dry this way, and those are the ones that I can't. Yep. So she's actually learning. She's doing well.
I'm just imagining. I mean, my partner's very understanding. She, stood by me setting up all the business and all that. The support. If I took a bag of cloths home and said, "Play them for me," yeah, it won't go down well. Let's put it that way.
Oh really? Oh no. Well, it's those cloths that pay the bills.
That's what I tell her. The exact words I use.
Yeah.
You're using the washing machine again.
She'll buy you a washing machine for Christmas and stick it in your unit.
Yeah.
So you are, as far as I'm aware, one of the newest members to the IDA.
I am. I was looking at it a while ago, and I thought, yeah. I kind of never really wanted to be part of stuff like that, if I'm honest. I'm just happy sort of doing my own thing, keeping quiet. I've never really been part of any detailing forums or big on many detailing groups. So I kind of sort of kept a low profile in that sense. But after I really looked into it, I thought, do you know what? This is actually a good thing. And it's something that I really should be a part of. And I just liked the concept of everything. And, seeing a few little bits and pieces and hearing you guys speaking, I thought, do you know what? No, this is definitely a good thing and something that I should be a part of. So yeah, I'm really happy that we joined, and yeah, we're going to go further with it as well and do all the bits and pieces that we need brilliant. To do. So yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah, no, well done, really good.
No, I think you'll get on pretty well with it. You kind of, what can I put it? You kind of match what everyone else is doing in the industry.
Yeah.
If anything, a lot of people is going to be looking up your way, I think, and following suit, I think.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I think with that studio, definitely.
Sorry, say that again.
I should say with that studio, they're definitely going to be following suit, I think.
Yeah.
It's brilliant to see you join, because it is, it's people like you that's going to make the idea more. When you've got such a fantastic shop, and your Instagram and your social media is on point, when you start putting in the idea and stuff, that's when people's going to start noticing it, and hopefully joining up with us and making the idea into what we wanted to make it, in this industry standard, and stop certain things happening in the industry.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, I'd like to become a little bit more aware of guys up and down the country. And look, I've had tremendous help from when I started the business back in 2016. Every day is a learning day here, so I'm still learning. I don't think I'm one of the best detailers all around, and no, I'm still learning. My guys are still learning. I still tell them off for doing silly things like, why would you do that? And I always say to them, don't ever think that we're the best out there, because we're not. There's always someone better than you. Don't criticize other people's work. Do not do it. If you want to be critical of work, be critical of our own work. Feel free to turn around and say, Mario, you just did something really stupid there. Why did you do that? Why did you use that product and not that one? So it's like I said to them, feel free to criticize our own work, but never criticize other people's. Never. Don't do it. I had it once, and with one of the guys that worked for me, and I did say, you can't do that, and it's not nice for a start, and don't think you're brilliant, because there's someone better than you out there. So I'd like to start collaborating with a few other guys as well. So there's I won't mention a name, but a detailer that helped me in my first couple of years. Young lad, really good detailer, got a lot of time for this lad, and we've got a project coming up soon. He's from up north, so he's quite a way away. But I've invited him down to come and we can do this car. It's not a problem, but to help him as well, because I know we've got a following. I'd like him to get involved with this project, for a day or a weekend, whatever he can do. Come and work with us. We'll put it out on social media just to help him. He's had a bit of a tough time, and he is great at what he does. So I'd like him to work with us. And again, pull in other detailers, work with them. People keep saying to me, look, why don't you do this yourself? Why don't you learn to do like PDR and because we do quite a lot of PDR here, but I don't do it myself. I get guys in that come and they do it for me. Why don't you do PPF? Well, just how much can one person do? And if I use the best in whoever I can find to do these jobs for me, like we said earlier on, it's not all about money. It's about giving the clients that service where they can give me their car and I know everything is going to be perfect for them. Where they're going to come, they're going to receive their car and be overjoyed with what they receive. So yeah, I'd rather use the best in whoever I can find in that particular field and get the jobs done and make less money, but the clients
are
happy.
A one-stop shop, isn't it? Without the massive investment, because you've got all these other guys coming in that's networking with you and doing that under your roof. So it's actually a fantastic way around doing it.
Yeah, and it's about building relationships as well, because these relationships take time, and people have got to learn to trust you and to be happy to come and work with us. Where I could, sometimes a client will throw something in last minute, and then I'll go, right, this might be tricky to get it all done in time. So I can get on the phone and speak, and they'll be happy to pick up the phone to me and go out of their way to come and help me, because they feel like I try and make the people that work for that do the outsourced work. I always make a point of saying, like, you're part of that project, so without you we couldn't have achieved that result. And I make a point of telling them, which is really important. It goes a long way. Yes, they're getting paid for what they do, but sometimes to have that bit of gratitude for someone in the professional industry that you're in, to turn around and phone up and say, oh, by the way, I'll take time out to send a text message and a photograph to say, thanks, mate. The client was overjoyed with the car, really pleased. Thank you so much for helping us with this project. It goes a long way.
Yeah.
And we've got some great relationships with various guys that are in the motor trade. So yeah, they're always willing to come out and help.
Is there
It costs
anything?
nothing to say thank you, does it?
No, that's it. It goes a long way. Goes a long way.
Is there anything that you'd like to introduce into the business that you're not already doing?
Sorry, what was that, Adam?
Is there anything in the business?
A service you want to introduce into the business that you're not doing?
Yeah. At the moment we're trying to find our feet still, and we want to run a bit more efficiently. So there's only enough hours in the day and stuff. So we're working on that at the moment. However, another vision that I've had is to have our own product range eventually. But again, I'm a little bit a little bit scared to do that, because it's something that I've not really done much research on. I should spend more time researching it and testing as well before we start launching our own products. But that's something that I could see happening, within the next year to 2 years, that we start having our own Autoart detailing products.
That's exciting.
But yeah, that's something I could see. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that'd be really
But
cool.
again, yeah, I think that's something that I should think about doing a little bit more.
Where did your name come from, out of interest? The actual Autoart Detailing Restoration, where did the name actually come from?
Good question. So we were actually Autoart Detailing UK before we relocated. So I've had a total brand change, as you probably know. So we changed the name slightly, only because of the restoration side of it is now such a big part of what we do. If anything, it's slightly overtaken the detailing in a sense. So a lot of the cars that come in aren't just having paint corrections and what have you. They are actually having some form of restoration work. So a little bit of paint here and there, the wheels refurbished, the seats done, bit of repair work. So they are having some form of restoration. And then we've got the full classic car restoration projects as well. So we changed that slightly. But originally, let's go back to my childhood. I've always been artistic. I was always a doodler at school. And where the passion for cars come in, I was always, anyone that knows me from my childhood, I'd sit there and draw cars, Cortinas, Capris, Sierras, sit there and and people would say, how do you draw them so good? So I've always been automotively artistic. And yeah, that's I kind of thought about that. I also used to collect 1/18 scale model cars a long time ago, and one of the companies there was called Autoart, and I thought, you know what, that'll be a good name for my business. So kind of with my artistic nature and sort of remembering that as well, I thought, yeah, that's the name for my business. And I think, you know, I get commented on the name of the business quite a lot, so it definitely works.
It's different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you think, I know, like, obviously your dad wanted for you to go into the barbershop industry. Do you think the car industry was always kind of like your call, and obviously you joined these cars at a young age and you've always had a passion for them? Do you think it was just a matter of time before you did it?
I never thought it would happen, to be honest with you, Adam. I thought that is where I was going to remain, and that was it, and that the cars and detailing would only ever be a hobby. But you know, I used to get home from work, and you know, all I'd watch were things like Wheeler Dealers and car stuff like chasing classic cars and things like that. And it was always my dream to work with cars, and especially old cars. It was always my dream job, and I just never thought it'd happen. So it's amazing, you know, it is absolutely amazing that it's come to this. So yeah, I feel blessed, really do, really do.
No, absolutely. It's true, because this is something that we've tried tapping into when we first opened, because I'm a classic car lover, absolutely anything old with an engine, I'm all for it. Is there anything you've done in particular to attract classic car owners?
Yeah. Sorry, is there anything?
Is there anything you've done to attract the classic car market?
Trust. It really is. I mean, classic car owners are a very difficult market to reach within detailing, because a lot of them do it themselves.
Exactly.
And that's part of the fun of owning a classic car, is to detail it yourself. So I tend to do it in a really difficult market to reach. But you know, I've kind of built up a name for myself within the clubs and owning classic cars myself. So I've never kind of stuck with one classic car long. I don't know, you know, how much you've seen on my page, but I've owned various classic cars. That's Rovers, Jaguars, you know, I've had a Cortina 1600E. So I've always been involved with the clubs, and gone to sort of club meetings and stuff, and had cars on show. So I've met quite a few people through it, and you know, even though they detail their cars themselves, they're like, I really want you to do my car. And then I end up doing it eventually, and then somebody else sees it, and then it just goes on and on from there. So I think with classic cars, once you've done a few, then you kind of earn the trust from people that haven't even met you, that don't even know you. So the first few, and still quite a lot that I do today, are people that I know. But yeah, I'm getting them coming from all around the country. Cars are coming to us for work. Got a few cars here from the Oxfordshire area. Yeah, they just get transported down, and we do them, send them back. Yeah, and people are very happy. So it is a difficult market to reach, the classic cars people, and for that reason that they like to do them themselves.
Do you find?
So what's the
Sorry, go on. No, go on, Rich. Go on.
I was going to say, what's the obviously the classic car market is very different. I mean, we're obviously involved in that, and it is getting that trust, like you say, rightly so. And it's because a lot of people like to tinker and work on them themselves, as you correctly say. With a modern car, people are like, they can do it. Obviously, what is the sort of vision for the future for the business?
Vision for the future. We need a bigger place. We've, you know, because these longer projects, obviously they take a lot more time, and they're taking up valuable space where we could be getting some other things. Right now, we're going to wait for another space to open up in the place that in the estate that we're in now, just as an overflow place, really. So right now, we've got a couple of cars sitting in the shop that aren't being worked on. We're waiting for parts to arrive, but they're taking up valuable space where we could be doing some other bits. We've had a week of valets so far this week. We've had a valet every day. So and again, we like to do what we can outside, but then get them inside and mess around and do what we've got to do, and then get them out and get another one. So yeah, shop that's just the restoration work where that can be going on, and this one that we've got now just to be on detailing, and then kind of get the classic cars in to the detailing shop when they're ready to be in the detailing shop, rather than everything going on in one place. Some more staff, really. I could do with another one of me there. So yeah, I'd like to get the staff trained up to a level where I'm confident I can just leave them to it, and know what they're doing. I will always oversee everything. Nothing goes out without my say so. And if there's more that needs doing, then we'll make sure it's done, even if it means we've got to stay late to make sure it's done. So yes, more staff, and just running like clockwork. I'd like to see the Autoart brand really become sort of a well-known, trusted, and respected brand within detailing and the classic car industry and the classic car fraternity.
So if you could give one key bit of information to someone who's starting out, and I think I already know what you're going to say, to be fair, but what would that be, that one little key bit of information to put someone on the right track of starting their own business?
Sorry, Adam, you broke up. I couldn't get what you were saying.
I think we losing signal a little bit. I was asking if you was to give one bit of key information to someone starting the industry, what would that information be?
Right. What I say to, it's like my guys, what I say to them is always go further than expected. Do more than what's expected of you. And if you start implementing that at an early stage, it becomes like second nature. So you always do more than what's expected. Don't do more than what's asked. You know, you do more than what is expected. So, you know, aim higher. We always aim high, but aim even higher. And you can do it. You can do it. It's going to take your time and spend a lot of time learning, and just keep pushing yourself. And they can do it. We all start. We're all valeters at the end of the day, you know. And you've just got to keep aiming higher and keep doing more. Just do more.
Fantastic.
Pushing forward. I think we've lost Adam.
Yeah, we keep dropping out over here.
It's Kingston internet for you, Adam.
I'm sure we'll make the most of it. We'll put something together. Have you anything else, Richard?
No, I can't think of anything else really at the moment. It's been a really good podcast. I'm just trying to think. Is there a particular product that is like your favourite product or a preferred product over something else that you've got, Mario?
Yeah, I mean, look, I've been very finicky with products and suppliers. Funny enough, as well. I'm really fussy on who I order from, and you know, I've had some great advice over the years, and as James Harris down at Slim's Detailing has really helped me when it comes to products, and has advised me to try this and try that, and I've kind of like found my go-to stuff, and yeah, I'm really into the Kosh Chemie range of products, and we're trying some new stuff now actually, where we've had this rebrand and everything. I'm giving other people out there some opportunities, so I'm trying out their stuff. I'm buying it as well. I'm not asking for it for nothing. I'm actually going out and buying this stuff. It's an expensive way to do it, but you know, I'm not one to ask for freebies and stuff. So I'll buy it and try it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work for me, we'll, you know, use it up and just not buy it again. But so far, I've been pretty impressed. I'm not going to say too much, but yeah, I'm gonna try these guys out, and I've been very happy with what and impressed with what I've been using so far. And there'll be some stuff on my social media, so I'll make other detailers and hobby detailers aware of how good these products are. So
I think it's like with a lot of product ranges, isn't it? It's like, obviously we're manufacturers. I mean, I'm sure we haven't got, you know, the range that's liked by everybody, and I'm sure there's things in our range that other people do better, and people say, you know, that's better and this is better. And it's like, obviously we do detailing, and we have a multitude of different things that we use, and we don't have like a single set range of products. And you know, we sort of use a varying things. It's the same with the machines and the pads and the microfibers and everything else. You just use what is best for the job, don't you? And I mean, Adam does exactly the same. And it's
that's it. It's what works best at the time. You know, we've got a range of compounds, polishes, pads. You know, I kind of tend to stick with one brand of machine. I've never really used anything other than the Rupes range, but so I'm kind of, you know, quite stuck on that. Listen, if it works, it works, and they work for me, and they work really well, and they've been very reliable. But again, when it comes to products, I've got a varied range of products, and if that doesn't work, try that. We always go with the mildest, and then we'll say, well, that stuff's stronger than that. That's not working. Use that one. So yeah, a wide range of like leather cleaners, and a wide range of glass cleaners and stuff. So if that doesn't work, try that. So it's always good, and that's another bit of advice I would give anyone that's starting out. Have a really good range of products, and the wider your range, the better, because you'll always find something that will work for you.
Obviously all paint's different, isn't it, as well? So it's
absolutely,
you know, some polishes and cutting compounds will work on one, but they won't work on another so well, and so on and so forth. So it's you've got to have that variety there, which, you know, I mean, Adam will confirm with him, you know, he does a lot more detailing than what we do, obviously. So I mean, it's something that he'll sort of tell you about.
It must be even more challenging with the classic cars and needing that separate range of products, sort of thing. Because I mean, half the paint on classic cars, you don't know what you're working with.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, we had before the shutdown, we had an old car in, and the paintwork on it was awful. And this guy he couldn't afford a full respray, which is really what the car needed. But we managed to get his paint back. But he had different paints and different levels of damage on the paint all around the car. So it was quite challenging. You couldn't just say, right, I'm just going to do that on that. You know, this car needed wet sanding in places. It needed, it was just crazy. It was like, I had every machine out that I had, different pads, 3 different types of compounds, just to achieve that result, and kept it in budget. So, you know, That was the important thing. But had I not have had all of those, Adam, it would have been a lot more challenging, and the results wouldn't have been as good.
Oh, fantastic! I think you certainly know what you're doing when it comes to these classic cars, and just seeing them on your social media, I'm blown away every time.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's I think when you're passionate about something, you're gonna do a much better job. There's no ifs or buts about it. When you put your heart and soul into something, and it's, you know, I don't really get starstruck by, you know, people, but I do with some cars, you know. So when certain cars pull in, we done a 1956 Ford Thunderbird last week, and it's just a pleasure to work on.
Yeah.
You know, and you think like, yeah, it's just, yeah, it was beautiful. And, you know, doing things like the chrome on it and the lines on it, and it was actually a really nice. I was like, oh, this is going to be quite difficult, but when we actually got it in and started working on it, it was actually really, really nice. It was a pleasure.
Good
Yeah,
stuff.
some cars can really throw you. I've also had it the other way around, where I've really wanted to do something and it came in and it was an absolute pig to work on, and I was glad to see the back of it. But
Yeah, I've been there, definitely.
Yeah.
If people
We've all been
wanted
there.
to see all these beautiful cars we keep talking about, if people wanted to see them, what is the best social media or the best way to get a hold of yourself?
Well, I've never really been big on Instagram, only because I just don't know how to use it. But I'm starting now to push on Instagram. I've got two daughters that are yeah Instagram geeks. So my eldest was showing me a few bits yesterday. So we've got a new Instagram page, Autoart Detailing and Restoration. So we're on there and posting a bit more. Yeah, Facebook, really. Facebook's the one for me. Oh, that's another thing. I do definitely have to do a YouTube channel. So that'll be something that will be happening this year, that we'll have a YouTube channel, and I'm making more videos, posting more videos of these classics.
Yeah, the YouTube channel will work well for you because it's a really good platform to drive traffic. Do you have a website as well, Mario?
We don't. We are a bit lazy when it comes to that. So we've got the domain. We've had it for ages, and we've never ever had a website. So yeah, it's all things that we have to do this year, especially now that we've got the new premises. And that was one of the reasons I didn't push for it, because I knew we were going to move. This has been in planning for like 2 years, you know. So about 2.5 years, I said, right, we've now outgrown where we are. It was getting cramped there. I didn't want the old place being in my website, so hence one of the reasons why I didn't do it. But now that we're here, and once it's finished, that's when we'll do our website. So once the shop's actually done, yeah, we've still got quite a lot to do. So
a nice 360 video would be cool in the workshop for the website, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
It'd be brilliant. That.
No, fantastic. So we've just recently launched an Instagram page as well. So if you wanted to pop over to the Instagram page, it's totally detailed _podcast. You can see everything that's going on. We've been sharing a lot of people's work and stuff, just trying to build that community and build the industry up together. You can also reach me and Richard on the Facebook page under Totally Detailed Podcast, or you can email us directly on our own personal business pages. Thank you so much, Mario, for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure. Really, really appreciate you coming on, giving up a bit of time to talk to us, and
thank you, guys.
shine a bit of light on the industry and your own business.
No, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's been real good. So that was Totally Detailed Podcast. And that was the world famous Mario Varnava from Autoart Detailing and Restoration. Thank you very much, Mario. It's been an absolute pleasure today.